name is Lovell Oates. I'm executive director of JIIVE organization. What does JIIVE mean to me, and basically why I'm doing this? First, well, anybody that knows me know that I never believed in voting or anything, and we're gonna figure it out this go round, honestly. But what really brought me to this idea, or what brought me to thinking something, like I said, I think I was there when they passed felons having the right to vote again. And no one even called me, but I heard it on the radio, or where did I hear it? Well, on Facebook. I seen it on Facebook that they was having a celebration about it. So I was like, all right, let me just go see. And I went down there and I see everyone. I see the commissioner, I see the attorney general, the lieutenant governor, everybody's there. And all of the brothers I know that were incarcerated, and everybody seemed to be real happy about the situation. And I'm kind of not taken back, but it seemed like I'm in a whole nother realm of what's going on. It almost seemed like I was in another dimension or something, because I'm really trying to figure out what this means. A vote is cool, but what are we going to do with it? And nobody was really talking about that, and that was really somewhat bothering to me, because nobody else seemed to understand what I understood now. Like I said, I never really took it to voting, but now we become probably one of the most powerful voting blocks if everything is done correctly. And nobody was talking about doing anything correctly. They were there registering people to vote, but by the process that's going on now, our votes are diluted and spread out. So we got a power where everybody understands what needs to be done, and we got a newfound power, but nobody is trying to organize it. So it was really not confusing, but it made no sense to me. So I'm really trying to make sense out of it. Well, not that, but I'm trying to figure out how can I take this and use it for good, the power that we have, that we don't even understand. And it was still mind-boggling, because it's not on the news, it's not on anything. And that becomes an indicator to me about things that I know now. Anytime it's not publicized, that means it's not just a good thing, it's a great thing. So within those weeks, I'm still trying to figure it out. Well, I figured it out. I know that the felons, once we mobilize and start moving, the community is going to move with us, because most of the time, the community understands what a so-called felon has been through, and they know most of the time it was something that they would have went through. You talk to people all the time, they tell you this and that, and it really became personal to me, because I did 20 years for something I didn't do. So now I got to make this count, not for me, but for just so it won't happen to anybody else. So anyway, make a long story short, maybe a month or 2, 3 later, now they passed a bill also. In that same bill, I learned that the inmates could be released. Basically now it's a third good time, a third parole, and you do a third of your time in prison, which means that the brothers are on parole basically should be released from parole. And the brothers that's in the joint, it's a bunch of them that could be released if the time or if the program is applied right when it's supposed to be, August 1st. So again, nobody seems upset about this. I'm like, maybe I'm crazy and tripping around here. Why am I the only one upset about us not receiving basically equity? The things that's already been given to us, that's all this is. These things have been given, and now they're being withheld for no reason. So at that time, I think I called you. I'm like, man, come on down here. We need to do something about it. Then when you, matter of fact, we started talking on the phone, and you mentioned a voting block. I was like, no, that's cool. Then we got to, I don't even know how we got to it, but I remember us getting to a pat. I'm like, man, we got to name blam. Both of us clicked on that. And from that point on, I'm in it to win it. It wasn't nothing else. So at that point, it became our duty. Like you said, it's no longer something we need to want to do, or something. It's something we have to do. Not even need. We have to do because again. And then as I start doing research, I find out they got the right to vote in Illinois. They had the right to vote in Cali. All of these people, these places where felons were able to vote, nobody thought to put a pact together or to try to mobilize these people's vote. That's crazy to me. So again, what it means to me is by this situation, I can help so many brothers that are called from the joint that's doing right and that should be released. Like a matter of fact, bringing that up, the brother Bino called, Ronald Greer. He called and he was talking to Jamal Walker Bay, and he was just talking about how he wanted somebody needed to handle the situation basically with the time, with their 1/3 good time. And I could feel, matter of fact, that was one of those few times where I could feel myself back in the joint where you're feeling hopeless and there's nothing you can do, and your only hope is on the phone with some brothers who was in the same situation with you, praying that they got the withal to withstand the barrage that's going to come. So at that point, like I said, I was trying to figure out a way for us to get power back. And this is the one way I see. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. If we do this, well, when we do this, but if it's done effectively as it should be with the rest of the community, we're making waves. We're like Aaron just stated, we're no longer at the table. We're creating the table, and they are going to have to come to us. And that's another thing. You don't even have to have been to the joint. You know how it feels to walk through Macy's or Dayton's back in the day, and somebody just watching your every move, all for no reason. Ain't nothing you can do. I just stopped going to those stores, or the police pull you over. Even the people that live out in Minnetonka or out in Edina, they know that feeling. The feeling that somebody that just disrespected you for no reason at all, and there's nothing you can do about it. This creates something for us to have somebody to report or somebody to make them do right, make them do their job. This, you know what I'm saying? This is for, what's the brother name? They stepped on his throat and killed him. George Floyd, you know what I'm saying? This is what this really for. And for us to not take this opportunity, and like I said, anybody that know me know that I don't prescribe to political motions, acts, or parties at all. But this right here, this right here, we have no other choice. So what JIIVE means to me is equity, to know what equity feels like. We have never really known, you dig, I think we had this conversation before, like Chris Rock, he was rich when he was at the height of his career around there. He was having a comedy show. I think he asked, he was like, man, don't nobody want to be an end, basically, and he asked in the stage, he was like, which one of you Europeans or white cats would trade places with me? Nobody would raise their hands because they know what they don't want to know, what it's like to be a Negro. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what this means to me. We will be treated with equity instead of telling us what equity is, which is equality, which are two different things. Equity means you are made whole. We can go get what we deserve, what has been withheld from us. So that's what I think JIIVE is. Matter of fact, that's what I know JIIVE is, and that's what we're making it. So this the beginning, but that's all it is the beginning. And this will be a pilot for everybody else to get things to going. So we are doing this not for us, but for the future and for future generations to show them what equity looks like and to take control. Even though we know in a couple of years they're going to be trying to do something else and change laws. And again, that's the purpose of this pact. So we can stop all of that. You know, we know they change district rezoning, all of those types of tricks. But if we got power now, we can stop all of that and let it be what it's supposed to be. And that's what I feel.